Matthew, the tax collector,
Mm,
also known as Levi.
Levi. And this is in Luke 5:27. And we were just in verse 26. We had seen strange things of healings. Thank you. And now here we are. Let's see what's going to happen.
After these things, he went out.
The miracle.
So he's walking out on the street now.
Yes. Just
Busy,
healed.
bustling street mother. Visualize it with me.
Okay. Yes, probably is bustling.
There's donkeys and carts rattling and people selling fermented fish and
Animals and
because there's no
fermented
refrigerators and there's no running water.
grain and fruit.
It's raining. It rained last night and the ground is wet.
Yes.
And this is 2,000 years ago, so it's a little bit less desert, a
Okay.
little more rocky. Uh, uh, so where were we? So he went out and he's looking around and he sees we're gonna say, I don't know, a booth. And he sees
Mm,
a funky looking fellow inside. And he sees a tax collector named Levi sitting
mm.
at the tax office. And he said to him, "Follow me,
Follow me.
please." He didn't say please. He said, "Follow me." He probably pointed at him because they probably locked eyes and he was like, "Hey, you follow me." And
I
then
know. It was maybe you think it was like pretty like firm or just gentle. Mm. But either way, it was compelling.
if I could only be
Right. Did God already prepare Levi so he knew that he was ready? So he was just waiting for someone to say.
well, think it like if you were frustrated at your job and you were just waiting for any excuse, right, to just leave, and that was your excuse. You're just frustrated being a tax collector, and you're like the next person that comes up, I'm done. And this a guy comes up and he's like, "Hey, you want to come with us?" And he's like,
Yeah.
"Sure." So he left. He got up
Yep.
and left,
He
rose
left
up
all.
and followed
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. Wow.
Then Levi gave him a great feast in his own house, and there
Mm.
were a great number of tax collectors and others who sat down with them. And the scribes, and their scribes,
Oh, that was right, right. Okay. That's a
whose
good
scribes are these?
the
And
tax collectors, probably, right?
yeah, but the tax collectors are owned, or the scribes are owned by somebody.
But could they be owned by the tax collectors? Would they need scribes to write the stuff down or no? Maybe.
I
Oh no, wait a minute. I don't know. Oh no, no, the scribes are their own thing.
think
They're
the
just right.
scribes are
Sorry.
part of the opposition.
They must have, well, he gave the great feast, right? So there was a great number of tax collectors, but obviously there was scribes and Pharisees too, maybe. Or they were still following Jesus, maybe.
What did they say?
Let's
And the
see.
scribes and the Pharisees complained. Oh, they're complaining
Mm.
against his disciples, saying, "Why do you eat and drink with tax collectors and sinners? Why?
Mm.
Why you be doing that?
Yeah, why you're not sitting in the rich man's house? Well, I mean, tax collectors are probably rich
Yeah,
in
Jesus,
different
why
kinds
you
of
not
ways.
sitting in our house? Another plight of jealousy. My goodness.
I
These
know it could be.
insecure fellows.
I know. Wow, it could be
They feel
jealousy.
left out and excluded. They say, "Why are you hanging out with all these bad people? We're the holy people. You should want to hang out with us."
The royalty, the noble, the
Right. No, you
in
need to
the.
take a step down off your pharisaical pedestal and go have dinner with these crooks. And maybe you can have a enjoyable conversation.
No, maybe they're just complex. Well, they are grumbling and complaining, so they're not really complex. They're really judging as well as jealousy, maybe. Verse
I
31.
don't know. Look, the Pharisees, right? They got to bully Jesus in real life. And
Yes.
if I don't get to bully them, on
I
paper with my words 2,000 years later? I don't
I
know.
I see that. I see what you're saying. Wow, that's a pretty cool way to think of it.
Uh, uh, uh.
31.
So Jesus answered and said to them,
Hmm.
those who are well have no need of a physician, but those who are sick. I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance. Do you think that there could have been an alternate where, like an alternate universe, Mother, follow me to an alternate universe, where instead of Jesus going after the people, right, he went and infiltrated the Pharisees and changed the institution to just do the correct thing?
Wow.
That seems like a pretty cool universe.
I mean, in a way, he probably is changing some of their minds, right?
Right. But it's just, I think it's
I know.
possible. It could be a
Right.
way. Hi, Liz.
Excuse me. Hi, Liz. And doggies.
It's snowing out. It's our
Is it?
first snow.
Wow. And when they're watching this video, it'll be like
Yeah,
60.
this video is gonna come out in like June. But it is snowing for the first time in November.
And it's already like the 22nd of November, and it's been pretty
Yeah.
nice.
No, it's been very mild so far.
It's
But
been very nice. That's nice. Yes.
oh, and happy birthday.
Oh,
Liz.
happy birthday to you.
Happy
Happy
bir-
birthday, dear Liz. Happy birthday to you.
Uh-uh. uh-uh. So, right. They were there for a reason. Well, and they were doing that reason.
Yes.
And then Jesus is questioned about fasting.
Mm.
Then they said to him, so what were they just waiting outside the door complaining, looking in through the window at them having dinner?
No, maybe it was open, like pretty open. I wonder, you know,
Right.
like a pretty big area, maybe, you know. It was a
Right.
great feast, they called it. So there might have been not so sit, or maybe sit down, but maybe open yard.
Right. So they asked, he said, why do the disciples of John fast often and make prayers, and likewise those of the Pharisees, but yours eat and drink? He said, why you guys not following rules? Right? They're
Well,
unruly.
that's what the Pharisees asking, right? I mean,
Right. He said,
right,
why are they not following rules?
right. Why are they not following rules? You're right.
And Jesus said to them,
Hmm.
can you make the friends of the bridegroom fast while the bridegroom is with them? But the days will come when the bridegroom will be taken away from them. Then they will fast in those days. So there's a time and place for everything.
Right. Because he
And
knows he's going away, but that he's here now.
right. And you can see that, I guess, now, right? Looking back at his words, that he's like foretelling that in his
Yes.
actions and what he's doing.
So many times, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I mean, when times are good, right? You know,
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Or when someone's with you with a wedding, then
right? And you have
have
the purpose.
you don't have a fasting, but you might fast beforehand to prepare.
Right? Yeah, you might.
Yeah. Oh.
Then he spoke a parable to them. No one puts a piece from a new garment on an old one. Otherwise, the new makes a tear, and also the piece that was taken out of the new does not match the old. And no one puts new wine into old wineskins, or else the new wine will burst the wineskins and be spilled, and the wineskins will be ruined. but new wine must be put into new wineskins, and both are preserved.
Mm.
And no one, having drunk old wine, immediately desires new, for he says, the old is better. I mean, in terms of wine, yeah.
Yeah. So what is he trying to say to them? A
I'm
time
sure.
and place for everything, I think, is he? Like a time, you know?
Um, well, he's saying because he is trying to usher in a new thought system.
He is. He is. He
And
is.
it's like trying to install what, like Windows 10? If you're trying to switch from like Linux to Windows, but you
Um,
can't run a certain software on a certain program. I
oh,
don't know if
that's
that's correct, but like,
then like the new wine and the
so
old
you
wine.
need, in order for you to accept that, you would need a new operating software to run that program on.
So they're compatible,
Right,
just
so
like
they
the
are
wines.
compatible.
Yeah.
So that's what I think he's saying, right? Is that like if you're gonna make new wine, you get a new wineskin. If you're gonna like,
Yes, yes.
you know,
If you're gonna, yes, if you're gonna patch something, you need to use old material or else get a new one, right? So the same way. So what is so then the new way is the bridegroom is Jesus is with them. The old way is what he's talking about, the fasting, is it? And following the old rules. Yeah.
right, yeah, like, but it is like old and new, right? Is
Yeah,
that because the Pharisees are looking at it from an old perspective.
I think so. And he's doing something new, you know?
So they're looking at the same thing, but they're coming from different ways.
Mm, what a lot to ponder and have.
Certainly is. Old wine tastes better though, because there's more alcohol in it.
Yeah.
And you can
So
find some peace in that. There's your wisdom.